it's Thursday, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a little tardigrade, a much smaller tardigrade than was originally planned. Now, they are completely no-sew except for adding eyes, and only take like just about half an hour from start to finish. A written version of today's pattern will be made available on Patreon, and I will leave a link in the description down below for anybody who's interested. And this is just a gentle reminder that this is a complicated knots pattern, meaning we'll be focusing in on anything I consider to be a little bit more tricky and kind of just skimming over the easiest stuff. Okay, let's talk tools and materials. So to make your little water bear, tardigrade, moss piglet, whatever you want to call them, you are going to need 8-ply 100% acrylic yarn in one color. And I'm going to make a little yellow one today. But you'll also need a scrap amount of black and a scrap amount of white and a needle to add the eyes, but otherwise this pattern is completely no-sew. A 3.5mm hook, scissors, and some stuffing. But that's it. Okay, so we construct this little guy starting at the tip of the nose. So grab your yarn and we're going to make a magic ring of 6 single crochet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so in row 2, we're going to be working in the back loops only. So if you look down at your stitch, you'll note that there are 2 loops we normally work through. We have a loop on the side facing us and a loop on the side facing away. And for this row, we're going to be working just through the loop on the side facing away from us. And we're going to work 6 single crochet around in the back loops only. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's going to leave the front loops we didn't use to form just a little ridge around the nozzle, which is one of the details of our little water bear. In row 3, we're going to go back to working through both loops and we're going to work 6 increases around. So that's 1, 2, 5, and 6. Row 4 starts with a single crochet, then 3 single crochet all into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3. Then another single crochet and an increase. That's 2 stitches into the same stitch. Then it's 2 single crochet across what will be the top of the head, 1 and 2. Another increase, a single crochet, 3 single crochet all into the same stitch. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Then 3 single crochet back to the start of our round. 1, 2, 3. So you should have 18 stitches in your round at this point. The increases are going to form the top of the head, and the stitches we worked 3 single crochet into are kind of forming cheeks. Now, if you have a scrap of yarn or a bobby pin or a stitch marker available to you, I do suggest that from this point onwards you do mark the final stitch in your round. It's going to just help keep you on track and stop you gaining or losing a stitch. So now with 18 stitches in our round, we're going to work 2 rows of 18 single crochet for a combined total of 36 stitches. There we go. Then row 7 is just a single crochet 3 together, which is just a decrease over 3 stitches instead of 2. So you just insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, insert your hook into the second stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and insert your hook into the third stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, leaving you with 4 loops in total on your hook, and yarn over and pull through all 4. So there is a finished single crochet 3 together, and then it is just a single crochet, an increase, 4 single crochet across the top of the head, another increase, a single crochet 3 together, and 3 single crochet back to the start of our round. There we go. There is our finished head. So in the next row, we're going to start making the first pair of legs because there are 4 pairs of legs on this little guy. So row 8, we start with a single crochet and then 5 single crochet all into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, anybody having flashbacks to like the Mischief Gang from the 12 Days of Crochet, or like the raccoon, the skunk, the ferret, those ones there. I know that they were kind of tricky for some people. This isn't anywhere near as hard as that. It's just a big increase. We're then going to work a single crochet and then 2 half double crochet. So a half double crochet is when you yarn over your hook once, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, leaving you with 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So there is your finished half double crochet, and we need to work 2 of those. So that's 1 and 2. Now, and we are going to be working half double crochets across the top of the tardigrade, like the whole way over across the top, but just regular single crochet underneath. That's because half double crochets are just slightly bigger, and it's going to help curve the little guy a little bit. It's just cute. If you hate them, it's not going to make a huge difference if you choose to use single crochet instead, but I do encourage half double crochet here. We're then going to carry on and work 2 half double crochet into the same stitch. So that's just an increase, but with half double crochet instead of single crochet. 4 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 half double crochet into the same stitch, 1 and 2. 2 half double crochet, a single crochet, 5 single crochet into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and a single crochet back to the start of our round. So there we are at the end of the row, and you can see there where the 2 little feet are starting to form, and they do look crooked. They look crooked. It looks like one is further under than the other. I'm going to ask you to trust the process because they are in the same position on this one here, and they do end up straight on. We've had to pull out a little bit of a trick here to try and get the head to sit straight, because on the original, the head sits just a little bit inquisitive. Just give it a chance. So row 9 starts with 7 single crochet, 1, 2, 6 and 7, 12 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, and then 7 single crochet back to the start of our round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we should still have 26 stitches in our round. Row 10 starts with a single crochet. We're then going to work a single crochet 5 together, which is a decrease worked over 5 stitches instead of 2. So all you do is insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, insert your hook into the second stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and repeat for the third stitch, the fourth stitch, and the fifth stitch until you have 6 loops in total on your hook. You're then going to yarn over and pull through all 6, just like so. So there is our first little foot formed. And with that done, the next thing we have to do is work 14 front post single crochet around. So when we work our normal stitches, we're working through the loops on top of the stitch. When we work post stitching, we're working instead around the post of the stitch. And because we are working front post stitching, it means we're inserting our hook from the front, around the post, back to the front of the stitch. And then we yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and complete our stitch. And we're using this as kind of a structural thing to build the rolls into our tardigrade. So it is kind of an important technique. Normally I tell you when you can skip certain things. This one here is kind of, it gives him the roly-poliness. So that's our first one. We're going to do 14 of those in total. So that's 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, and 14. And now we are going back to working through the loops of our stitches. So just to make sure we don't lose a stitch, I want you to count backwards from your hook now. 1, 22, until you find the 22nd stitch. And that's the next set of loops we'll be working into. I find when we swap between front post stitching and regular stitching in a row, it's kind of the number one place where we either gain or lose a stitch. So counting carefully can save you from some frogging drama later on. The next stitch we're going to work is another single crochet 5 together. So pulling up 5 loops over the next 5 stitches. Yarn over and pull through all 6 loops on our hook. And that should leave you with 1 stitch left in your round, and we're going to work a single crochet into it. Now at this point, it probably doesn't feel like it, but we are exactly halfway through our tardigrade, and you should have 18 stitches left in your round. And honestly, from here on out, it's pretty much identical to what we've just worked. We just repeat it in slightly different sizes along. So row 11 starts with 2 single crochet, 5 single crochet into the same stitch, and you'll notice that that stitch is sitting just on the outside of the leg from the previous rounds. A single crochet, 2 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet into the same stitch, 6 half double crochet across the top, 1, 2, 5, and 6, 2 half double crochet into the same stitch, 1 half double crochet, 1 single crochet, 5 single crochet into the same stitch, and that's 5, and 1 single crochet back to the start of our round. So that's where those increases are lining up for me against those front feet. Row 12 is just 8 single crochet, 13 half double crochet, and then 7 single crochet, for a total of 28 stitches. And then in row 13, we're going to close off this second set of feet. So we start with 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, a single crochet 5 together, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, a single crochet, 13 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 11, 12, 13, a single crochet 5 together, and 1 single crochet back to the start of our round, leaving us with just 20 stitches and 4 little sets of feet. Honestly, if you stopped it right there, wouldn't that just be like an adorable little pig? Give him a couple little tiny ears. So cute. But in row 14, we are rolling straight into the third set of feet. So we're going to start with 3 single crochet, 5 single crochet into the same stitch. And once again, you'll note that that is falling into a stitch just on the outside of the leg from the previous rounds. A single crochet, then 12 front post single crochet. So once again, that's inserting a hook from the front of the work, around the post, back to the front of the work, and working our single crochet thusly. So that's 1, and we need to do 11 more. It's 2, 3, 10, 11, and 12. Once again, we don't want to lose a stitch here, so I need you to count backwards from your hook. 24. So you find the 24th stitch, and that is where we're going to start the next stitch. And the next stitch is a single crochet, and then 5 single crochet all into the same stitch. It should just be then 1 more stitch back to the start of our round. That should leave you with 28 stitches in your round, and an idea of where this third set of feet are going to sit. Row 15 is then 9 single crochet, 12 half double crochet, and 7 single crochet. So there we are at the end of row 15, and we should have 28 stitches in our round. Row 16 starts with 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, then a single crochet 5 together, and a single crochet, 12 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 11, and 12, a single crochet, and a single crochet 5 together, and 1 more single crochet back to the start of our round. So you should be down to 20 stitches at this point, and we are about to start work on the final set of feet. So row 17 starts with 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 5 single crochet all into the same stitch, a single crochet, Be careful not to skip one there. It's kind of a sneaky one. 2 half double crochet, 1 and 2, a decrease, 5 half double crochet across the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another decrease, 2 half double crochet, 1 and 2, a single crochet, and then we have just 1 stitch left in our round, and we're going to work 5 single crochet all into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Row 18 then starts with 9 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9. Then 2 half double crochet, 1, 2, a decrease, 3 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, another decrease, 2 half double crochet, and 6 single crochet back to the start of our round. And at this point, we are going to stop and we're going to stuff our little tardigrade. And you can stuff it as firmly or as loosely as you would like. Just make sure you get stuffing all the way into both the front cheeks and then into each of the body segments. There we go. And you'll see there I just give mine a little bit of a squish to help reform the rolls. But you do want them to be cute and chubby. And with that done, we have just 2 rows to go. So row 19 starts with 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, then a single crochet 5 together, a single crochet, and a decrease. Then it's a half double crochet, a single crochet 3 together, a half double crochet, a decrease, a single crochet, and a single crochet 5 together to get us back to the start of the round. Leaving us with just 12 stitches, and we're going to work 6 decreases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and finish off. Now this will leave you with a little opening at the back, and I'm just going to take my remaining yarn tail and pull it through the front loop only of each of those remaining 6 stitches. And pull it tight to close like a little drawstring bag and just tuck that end away inside. Now if you want to, you can work 1 long stitch from the nose all the way into the butt to like force a slightly more compressed size. I like to just give mine a squish every now and then. And I think that does the trick. That is how my feet ended up being aligned. There is a little bit of a swoosh to them, but it does mean that he sits up nicely. So the last thing that we have to do here is put some tiny little peepers in. So I'm going to start with my little scrap of black. And you can put these eyes right up against the nose, or you can put them a little further out, or you can put them a little further out again if you like. If you're having trouble working out where to position them, use some pins to kind of loosely mark it for yourself first. So I'm just going to work out where I want my first eye to sit. And then just work over the top of that little space 2 or 3 times to form a little black spot. You could also work a French knot if you're particularly good at that sort of thing. Then thread across to the other side and do it again. There we go. And you could leave it just like that if you wanted, but you could also just come along again with your white and put a tiny little white dot into each of those little black spots. There we go. So there is my finished tardigrade / water bear / moss piglet, and I hope you had a good time making them with me today. They have come a very, very long way from the giant thing sitting on my desk, and I'm so sorry that he has been in every single video, but I don't know where to put him, so he's just sort of on my desk. Hopefully I'll work that out before I film next week's video, which, by the way, is going to be the next episode of Pokemon Black. So there is our finished tardigrade. I hope you have fun making him with me today. But now we have just one more question to answer, and that is, do they stack? Okay, bye. You doing okay up there, bud? Okay.